Hi everyone, welcome back to HD All In channel. I hope everyone doing well, safe, and learning well. Okay, so after a long time, came back with the some of the things, and if I hope we all already learn about the what are the networking, some topology, what are the redundancy protocol, OSPF, BGP, and some topology as well, right? So we'll move on the some like market they are looking for this very important term, what is the cloud? Now the multiple peoples already know what is the cloud, and for this today's agenda we'll focus on the what is the basic term of the cloud. So we'll focus on what is the cloud, what is their type, what are the their infrastructure services, easy to understand. Now let's take example, what is the cloud? Now this is on demand delivery. That means if I want to be use any particular service, let's take example, I want to buy server or what are the simple machine. What I need to do, I need to be go market, I need to be purchase. But what will happen if that server I need for the only 2 or 3 months? Then that is totally waste of my money because I cannot back that hardware, right? So on demand delivery in the sense I can create the server, virtual machine, what are the things on the cloud within a time period, and that I'll be getting the charge, right? And what are the resource? I just want to be deploy any application, any website, any domain, that for the only for specific time that I can do it within a limited time and immediately basis I can do it. Okay. Now scalability in the sense, let's take example, if you are deploying the any application and that time you have required the more configuration, and later you want to be okay that deploy is very well but I don't want to be used that much, this application is running smooth, so easily you can go ahead and you can do it. What is the scale up, scale down, that type of the things you can do it, right? The next one is pay as you go. Pay as you go is nothing but what are the service which is going to be used that you can use and that you can pay. Means let's take example, if I am using particular service for the particular period, that service I can get and access from anywhere. So I can create the cloud, I can create the private public, which is the next slide I'll be going to explain. But why we need the cloud? That is on demand success. Now in the market, if I want to be start my business or something, there are lots of things, lots of hardware equipment was there, and there are lots of costs. So if you are using the cloud, that cost saving will be happening. How it is now? If I am going to be market, I will what can I can do? I can go ahead and I can search. Okay, what I need to be purchase. So let's take example. If I am going to be market and I need to be purchase one of the server, what will happen? I'll be checking. I'll be taking lots of uh, cost, lots of time to decide. So basically, it will take lots of parameter here. But if I'm going to be cloud, I'll be easily any cloud services. What will happen? I will can easily go ahead. I will check. Okay, this is the cost for per month. What are the dollar? What are the cost? And easily create better way. I'll be getting depend upon the higher availability. That means I'll be getting the redundancy as well. And better way, I can create immediately basis. So I do not need to take any things that is depend upon the approval and all the things, right? So I can create the immediately basis. So that is the cloud flexibility that will get better way, the cost saving also, and mainly your time. And you can now for the purchasing, probably it will take 2 to 3 days. So you can create the server machine within a 3 to 4 minutes that you can start your deployment, your project, or your business as well. So that is the things. Now there are multiple types is there: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, multi cloud, or community cloud. Now there are multiple things you can go ahead and check it. Okay, here public cloud is there, means you can deploy your what are the over the internet. Private, you can deploy within one organization. Hybrid, it is combination of the public and private. And multi cloud or community cloud, it is very popular type. So let's go one by one. What is the public cloud? Service offer over the internet. Similar way, what are the public IP, private IP? That is the similar way. Over the internet that share multiple customers. Example, AWS EC2, it's nothing but you can create the EC2 instance or virtual machine. Google Drive, you can upload your file and you can share it. And last one is the your Azure VM. Now we'll focus on this private cloud. Cloud, which is private cloud, which is the infrastructure use only one organization. They can create the using the what are the domain, what are the they have. They can create their private cloud. Hybrid is nothing but the mixing of the public plus private. Means what will happen right now if I have public cloud or hybrid cloud. Now what happened? Private cloud which can be used for the one organization. Second, public that is going to be over the internet. And last one is not a last one, but we can say hybrid. Hybrid is nothing but your combination of the private plus public, right? Now, what is the example of the private cloud we can use for the one of the company public that is we're using the Google Drive EC2 instance. But what is the example of the hybrid? Mostly it is used for the bank sector. Why? They are using the private cloud for the secure customer account, right? But when it's come under the public cloud, they will be focusing on what are their apps. The apps is available over the internet. You can go ahead and you can download from the Play Store. Let's take example. If you are taking the example of the SBI never disclose the bank account details. But if you are going to be download any SBI Bank, State Bank of India, you can see there are this multiple application they have provided to the Google Play Store. Now, how the Google Play Store is working? There are multiple fundamental, there are multiple parameters that is the port or they are going to be secure, right? And last one, what we have, that is the community cloud or you know, what are the multi-cloud. So it is community is the say we can say that multi-cloud or community cloud. This is shared by the infrastructure several organizations with the similar need. Similar way, bank and universities. So it is one of the service that is the shared by the several organization with the similar need. So that is the type of the public cloud. Private public I will be using for the over the internet. Private I can use for the one organization. Hybrid is the combination of public plus private, and community cloud will be multiple organization or several organization they require from the same service. So I can use the community cloud. So there are some parameter. Okay, some parameter is there. Give me 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, there are some parameter is there. Infrastructure as a service, right? Not sure why it is not showing. Okay, leave it. Now, there are some on-premises infrastructure as a service, PaaS platform as a service, and last one is software as a service. Now, in on-premise network, what you can do? Now, before that, let's focus on what is the on-premise and what is the cloud. Let's take example. This is on-prem network, on-premise network. That is yours using the your firewall, switch, router. What are the internally you have, and another what we have into the cloud. So what I can do right now, if on-premise is there, that is totally controlled by owner, right? In cloud, some part is taken by the data center, some part is taken configuration part taken care by the users as well, right? But on-premise is one of the drawback is too high cost, but its cloud is less cost. Now on-premise you can select, you can decide, okay, I don't want to be data over the internet, or you can restrict the internet, or you can restrict the some protocol. But in public cloud is less secure. So on-premise is going to be now. Let's take example. My user sitting on another region and he wants to be access of the on-premises. So you should have created some site-to-site VPN or SSL VPN to access it the internet, right? Or in case you can provide the public IP for this one. So that is the things will happen into the on-premise and cloud. I- And now, who is responsible in on-premises? What are the application data, runtime, middleware, OS, virtualized server, storage, networking? That is totally defined, or who is the owner? They can take care. But infrastructure as a service, who is taking care? Virtualization, server, storage, and networking is totally taken care by the cloud. And what you can do, you can deploy your application, you can secure your Azure data storage account, you can use your runtime application, middleware, and OS. You can select if you require Linux OS or what are the things. But it is, if you are going to be platform as a service, this is you can manage only application and data. You don't need what is happening into the backend, that is PaaS service. Means if you are deploying any application or data, that is only you can manage by you. But if you are deploying all other things, this is totally taken care by the cloud part. And last one is the software as a service. Not sure if you are able to see it, but software as a service totally taken care by the cloud. You can only use that services, right? Now go to one by one. What is the infrastructure as a service? In infrastructure as a service, application data OS middleware, who is taken care by? You only, means owner only. Means you can create the EC2 instance, you can create the Azure virtual machine as well, compute engine, as well as some lightweight cloud VMs in GCP. But what are the things you can use infrastructure as a service? You can create your virtual machine, virtual server. What are they are required with the OS. In platform as a service that I already mentioned, you can create the apps, you can deploy the apps, but backend you don't need to be you don't need to be worried about what they are going to be taken care. If you are taking on-premise network, if you are deploying any application, this is totally owned by you. So what are the app services, what are the latency, what are the your network connection, that is totally depend upon it. And last one is a software as a service. That means totally taken care by cloud. You can use only service. That means sending the emails. M365 document, Zoom video conferencing means software as a service totally who is taken care by cloud, but you can use the as a services. Now we'll focus on some more point. What are the availability set or what are the regions? But before that, let's focus on Azure regions. So if you are able to see, there are multiple regions. How many regions we have into the Azure? And what is the regions? They have their own data centers. But it is not possible. That is pair region is nothing but we can say that they have the partner, they have the content delivery network they can use. But Who is the data center where they have? This is the list, right? So there are multiple, near about 16 region is there that you can select the, you can select which is the your near, that you will get the better performance, better things, the regions. Now, once you selected regions, you have to select one of the availability set or availability zones. What is the availability set or what is the availability zones, right? What I can do right now, let's take example. I have the regions, and in that I have selected region East to West, and in there are multiple data centers there in regions. Let's take example. There are three data center availability zones is there. Data center 1, this is data center 2, right? This is data center 3. I think I already have the diagram. Let me check. Okay. So first availability set, you can have 3 fault domains and 20 update domains. That means this is your region 1, region 2, region 3. Data center 1 means region 1, region 2, region 3. Means you have the, if let's take example, you have deploy one virtual machine, that can be happen into the 3 location. Means what happen, I have, if in case this data center something happen, power failure or something, that data is going to be down. So data center 2 will take care of the sender packet. Means I will be getting the high availability as well as redundancy. And in that, I'll be creating one availability set is nothing but the virtual set. Means what will happen right now, there are multiple rack there in data center. Let's take example, there is the rack 1, rack 2 in data center. Let's take example, this is the rack 1 and this is the rack 2. This rack is nothing but we can say that fault domain. And what will happen, every every this is update domain 1, update domain 2, update domain 3. This is update domain 1, 2 and 3. Let's take example, you have selected update domain 2 here. And 2 and you have selected update domain. Here you selected 2 and 3. Means if in case it is going to be down for the fault domain, this 2 or these 2 data center rack, they will be making sure this application or what all the server is going to be up. That is the availability set. And 3 fault domain as well as 20 update domain. While selecting for the redundancy, you can select the option in Azure if you don't want to redundancy, if you want to redundancy or not. So that is the things. So fault domains, that is already mentioned, rack, rack 2, rack 3, and I have deployed the machine 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4. So there is the user don't need to be focused on that, but if you are selecting zones and availability set, that is the logical group. So that you will get the redundancy of the virtual machine, and that is the what is the availability set? Higher availability set, which is the hardware failure into the data center, and what is the availability zones? That is the we can say that multiple data center, which is each multiple data center per physical separated zones, and region pair is nothing but the you know with the geo redundancy storage or Azure site recovery, as well as we can say that content delivery network CDN. Means availability zones having the multiple data centers, and okay, availability sets having the multiple data center, and availability set having the within a data center what they have fault domain as well as update domain. So I will make sure what are the application running on the cloud, that I will get the details. So that is the basic concept of this one. Next video we'll talk about the what is the load balancer, how it is working. So in this video, what we talk about, what is the cloud on demand service, what is I can use scalability, pay as you go, accessibility, what service I am using. There are multiple types: public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and multi cloud. So what is the public cloud? They are going to over the internet, that is Azure AC, Google Drive, Azure VMware. Private cloud, it is the, you can use by one organization using the what are the your domain, so you can create it. Hybrid is nothing but you can use the private plus public, that is the we have given the example of this bank sector. And community cloud is means that is you can use one of the service for the several organization. So this is the data on premise totally managed by you. IaaS, that is infrastructure as a service, that is you can take care of the application data runtime middle OS. Other parts will taken care by the vendor. What are the vendor you have selected, that is GCP, Cloud, Oracle, IBM, what are the cloud you have going to be selected. And in past you can manage only application data, and other is taken care by the cloud vendor. So the third one is the software as a service, which is totally taken care by the cloud, and you can use only the service. So we have taken some example. In infrastructure, you can create the Microsoft Azure virtual machine storage account, EC2 workout. So that is the things. In past, you can create the Azure apps as well as group, Google App Engines, that is totally managed. You can create it, but managed by the cloud vendor. And SaaS, you can use the service sending and receive the, that is Gmail, M365 document editing, that you can do. And availability set, availability zones and region. There are multiple region. There is we have the 62 region in there into the cloud, and there are multiple paired location as well. What is the paired location? That is the uh, so Azure don't want to be, or Azure don't have the capability to create the data center each and every location. So they are using the some pair, some partner location. That's what they are using. That make sure that content delivery network should be happening. And if you talk about the you know region inside the region, there are multiple zones. For selected the multiple zones, that is the multiple three data centers, and you can select in inside the zones, you can select the availability set. Availability set is nothing but what are the data center. You have the fault domain 1, fault domain 2. If you have the multiple rack into the data center, and you have created the virtual machine into the rack 1, and if it is going to be some failure, something happens, so rack 2 will take care of this. So user don't need to be worried about what are the backend they have. So but you have to choose this in availability set, availability zones, and if you don't want to be redundant, you can also select, that is include the cost part. So in next video we'll talk about our what are the load balancer and some basic of the cloud, right? Okay, thank you all. Have a good day, have a great day. Yes.